Hello everybody and welcome to VR Master League Echo Arena. I'm Swift. I'm joined today by SputnikKobra, and it's me Ollie as well as Lanzan on the cams. How are you doing, Sput?
I'm doing well, and don't forget about Sphinx, our casting coordinator. Can't forget him. And it's great to have all this new talent joining us today, and really the start of a great season, Season 3 of VRML.
Yeah, absolutely. And clarify, this is a North American matchup, and yeah, the first game of both teams, I do believe. So yeah, so far the connoisseurs are favoring Godspeed, but can be a little biased. So yeah, I mean, definitely both teams are obviously, I've never seen a lot of the plays before, and of course these teams are new to all of us. So going to be an interesting matchup for sure, and hopefully it will be a close match.
I definitely have faith in this one. And it's going to be a great match. And like we said earlier, the new teams, it's been a really, big trend. All these new players, the release of Quest 2, they discovered Echo Arena, they fell in love with it, now they want to compete. So I'm glad to be casting them. I'm glad to be working alongside you, Swift, as always. And it's great to see Lanzan and Camera, Sphinx trying out a new role as a casting coordinator, making our lives easier. And of course, being joined by It's Me Ollie on his first cast as a sideline and analyzer.
Yeah, absolutely, and we should be getting ready anytime soon. And in fact, speaking of the devil, there's going to be ready coming out from one of the teams. So we do have a sub, King with 2 Gs, not to be confused with King K1NG, which is a rostered player for Godspeed. So subbing in for Kappas in place of, I believe it's Deluxe Bread that he is replacing on that roster. So yeah, not too sure how they'll play with this sub. Maybe it'll give them a disadvantage, maybe it'll give them an advantage, but there you go. It's Joust does go to in the favor of Godspeed after that bounce, and now Henry M actually just going to try and slap that away, but taken back by Godspeed by Killer Sax, to be more specific, and now being cleared back to the midline, although just being missed there by Come On.
And it will sail towards that bubble of Godspeed. Capper's able to get it. King off the Geo, trying to create an opportunity, but getting stunned out by that defense of Godspeed. So Capper's now with it, taking that clear at mid to Q-Zona to King, and King looking for the opportunity and finding it, maneuvering off that post and finding the 2 points.
Yeah, very good maneuver by King there to get those 2 points. As I just mentioned there, the sub coming in there for Kappas. So very nice play to start this off. Now let's see if Godspeed can respond with another 2 pointers, or maybe go 3.
So Godspeed with possession on this joust advantage, sending it forward to Common at mid, sending it down through Trench for that clear. Capper's back line is there. King to have possession, sending another clear through mid, and to that other back line, Flashpoint 2 now with possession.
Yeah, and we saw a pretty uncommon joust there, but seemed to work, made them keep possession as they stacked everybody mid, and well, although it's not very common and can be countered. So hopefully they have another joust that is lined up, because I have a feeling if not, then it's going to be countered by Kappas fairly quickly, and we might see some intercepts. But for the meantime, it certainly worked. King dodging some stuns there, buying a lot of time there for Kappas, but the pass has been missed on the reception.
And this has been a long day of casts for Swift and me, and that's why I'm so thankful for Sphinx joining us, for Lanzan coming through with camera, and all the new analysts joining us today. We've had Hi, I'm Jerry, we've had Hex, and now it's me, Ollie. So a lot of new talent today showing up.
Absolutely, and of course a big thank you to all of the new casters, all of the new talent that has been brought in recently. I mean, of course, as you guys know, as the thing comes away, but it is going to be slapped back. The casters are overall what kind of makes this show, and what makes this, as well as the camera, usually sometimes both at the same time, as King does get this goal from Godspeed. In fact, the other King making this goal for Godspeed rather than Kappas this time. So yeah, interesting dynamic with these two names. But yeah, of course, very thankful for all the new talent that shows up, and with all these new matches, all these new teams, it becomes increasingly difficult to cover all the matches. So yeah, absolutely big thanks to those. And if you would like to join, of course, there is a link in one of the VRML channels.
And to find possession is Henry. We're not outside the bubble of of Godspeed. No, yeah, Godspeed. Sorry, there's so many teams today. Finding that pass to the upper geo, and the shot coming through, bouncing off the crossbar and into the goal. Qzona with the assist by King. So that's Cappers finding 2 points.
Yeah, I thought that was going to ding away there, but a ricocheted back into the goal off the post. An uncommon one, but definitely still valid for the 2. So it's going to be Cappers now leading the charge with that point advantage, and now it's going to be King getting this pass over to Command. A much less aggressive playstyle than we saw from Kappa's joust earlier on. Let's see if they can take advantage of that and take all the time they have, but no! King to the King, and handing the disc right off after that brilliant save. And now King takes the disc. I mean, you can see how this already in this first round getting quite a little bit obnoxious, mediocrely obnoxious, if that's a word, which is what I was going to say. But that's going to bounce near the goal, near the bubble of Kappas, but they are going to maintain the disc and get that clear.
And it will bounce down towards Trappin. Yeah, I just noticed that there are 2 Kings. It's interesting to see who's going to come out on top, who will be the bigger King, who will be the more regal one, and I'm excited to see that happen. So King now, back to King, looking to get it off the ceiling, will be Godspeed, sending that clear through tube, that stack trying to come through, trying to find possession, and getting that last pull through will be King, and he'll take the shot and he'll sink it at 17 meters. So now Godspeed back in the lead by 1 point.
Yep, and now the bigger King is King. Well, K1NG to say. Or I guess King dash underscore dash.
K1NG dash, yeah, then we got King double G hyphen dash, whatever it is. But Killer Sax now with taking his own shot. That's gonna bounce off the crossbar. He still has a chance to get it below the goal. He's looking for that angle, and he's gonna get it right in, slamming it in for that dunk. So now it's a 3-point lead in favor of Godspeed, finding that momentum off that joust advantage from Cappers.
Yeah, really, really nice play there to get those intercepts, to get those passing plays up, and yeah, well played by Godspeed to take this lead back. Now, going to be King with the disc. Just the possession is just all over them, and well, it's going to bounce up to the top of the Godspeed bubble. Going to be taken by Qzona, although missing the disc. So losing a little bit of time there, but it's fine because, oh, I was going to say they weren't getting pressured, but Killers there comes out of absolutely nowhere and stuns one of the back players of Kappas, which caused them to lose the disc, and now cleared away by Godspeed. And now going to be trying to be taken, but King with the stun, and going to get the clear here back to the Godspeed bubble.
and will be picked up by Killer Sax. I wonder if he plays that instrument, sends it forward, but not going to be on target, bouncing off the Geo. This is a chance for Cappers to get back in the lead. They're going to send it for a back pass, and that's a scramble for possession, getting slapped back towards the mid, into the hands of Godspeed, who are going to clear it down towards that bubble. Stack's trying to come through, a few stuns coming through, but King will get it at the ceiling.
Yeah, and he's going to try and get that one through with the clear, but waiting there on the bow tie is going to be Flashpoint, not quite able to get that one over to the other side either. So King going to pick that up and try and clear that back through, although these clears not really working out. They're bouncing straight back into the hands of Godspeed. So they've got to remember, when they're trying to make these clear and boost plays, since there is a permagoalie for Godspeed right now, they aren't really going to work. So although permagoalie is kind of seen as a temporary strategy, maybe one that's not going to be permanent, as these two shots will be permanent. Killer Sax going to put those two on the board. But yeah, I mean, right now it seems to be benefiting them, if anything, because Kappas are trying these clear and boost strategies. It's not really working out for them.
As these teams settle in and they formulate their strategies, they figure out what works in this league and what doesn't. Right now, that permagoalie is working on these long distance clears, and getting that stun will be King. And looking for that pass down to Trench, almost on target. Teammate not able to grab it as it bounces off the floor, but Common will be able to get it off the ceiling and sending it through mid. Cappers wants that. They need to put points on the board, 1 minute and 40 seconds. 5 points, they can come back, they can do this. And with that drive on goal and that duck, there's 2 points. Narny Man will find it, so a 3 will tie this up.
Yeah, very nice play there. A couple of passes coming through from Kappas to try and get around the defense of Godspeed, and that's exactly what they should be doing. They should be passing it up the field instead of clearing, as that's kind of how they're going to get past the defense. And well, they did exactly that, got 2 points, so will be interesting to see in the next minute if they can try and intercept the disc off of this and maybe get 3 points. Now that's a perfect opportunity for them there. Kind of got a lucky bounce off the enemy team that it didn't go straight to that player, because it was an open goal, but it will be a nice pass, although stunned away here by Godspeed, but not really near the goal. And here comes the stack. It's going to be King coming back. He's going to try and take this 3-pointer from the post, but the headbutt coming through from K1NG. And now going back through to the tunnel. Henry M going to try and take it. 38 seconds remaining. And now getting back towards the bubble. King going to lose the disc here. The other King picking it up. Trying to walk it up towards the bubble. But there's just too many players on him. And there's not enough time to walk it up to the bubble without them getting there. So the headbutt coming through from Godspeed could be a little bit disastrous here. But Killer Sax able to get that clear all the way through. 15 seconds, it's still possible, but only if they get a stack and if they get one now. But it looks like that maybe will be sealing this game, and they will indeed put a stamp on that with those final 2 points coming through from K1NG _dash.
I like that little flourish of their names. But with that being said, we're going to kick it to It's Me, Ollie, for the sideline analysis.
Hello, everyone. That was a very interesting round one to start off with. Started off close, but got separated in the end. It seems like both teams are going with this clear and boost strategy, but obviously it's not working too well. Both teams happen to have someone sat at the back or at the mid. There isn't a whole lot of passing going on. There is some decent bubble plays coming from Kappas, I believe. Decent bit of passing around the bubble. Their rollouts, their like joust is fast, I would say.
Definitely. And thank you for that. It's me, Ollie, and back to swiift for the beginning of the second round.
Yeah, absolutely, as the players get into their tubes now. Thank you for that analysis from It's Me, Ollie, of course. And yeah, absolutely, definitely agree. Kappas did have some very good passing plays up front. However, they seem to be a bit outmatched in the defense side. of Godspeed, as well as kind of the offense there. They seem to have that faster start. They're putting on a lot more pressure. Killer Sax here going to try and walk it up to the bubble. Get the pass behind that backboard. Going to try and stuff it in, but King, amazing save, although that is a great juke play there by Killer Sax to walk that up to the tight angle and get the dunk. But that was an amazing save, just unfortunately the clear not quite right.
Definitely, that's the start of this second round. 2 points going to Godspeed. Cappers looking to respond. Take the second round, force a third one. Coming out of the gates will be King with possession. Not under pressure just yet. Sending it to Tube into the hands of Qzona. Qzona gets a nice pass down court in the hands of Nardy Man. Nardy Man looking for that opportunity, looking for that cross. Sending it to Pillar, but it's going to bounce off the Geo. But oh, towards goal, and that spin around shot wasn't on target, but it definitely looked nice. Well, bounce out of the bubble back into the hands of Qzona.
Yeah, and this pass not quite going to hit. Going to go off the top left there. Henry M, sorry, trying to take the disc, but stolen away by King there. Maybe a little bit bamboozled as his teammate was right behind him. So yeah, lacking that pass option, but King with a nice little jump there to get to the ceiling. 3 defenders on him now, but he's still going to go for that pass. Was on target, but the reception is going to be missed here. The player at the back line, though, is absolutely ready to take that. Henry M going to go for the pass to King, and that is exactly why, I mean, we promote pushing that back player forward in rather than leaving them in the goal, because if Henry M wasn't there, I mean, there would have been no recollection, there would have been no oh sorry, it was Qzona, I believe. There would have been no pass back up front, and it would have just been a transition play, but because they had that back player ready to intercept, it completely turned the match around.
And getting pressured is the QB, throwing that pass down to the Geo. Henry M able to pick it up, sending it to Nest, another drive, and it's good. Qzona with that 4-meter shot. So with that initial pressure on the QB, not able to find that pass, forcing an error. Qzona able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, now going to be another 2 points very quickly in order for Kappas to try and push this round 3. And yeah, again, 7.5 minutes remaining, but definitely trying to build on some pressure, trying to build some momentum here. It seems like it's going to be Godspeed leaving out the tunnel now, and kind of starving themselves of a pass option there again in the goal. So yeah, I mean, it kind of does protect against those 3-point shots early, but I mean, another way to protect against those threes is, I guess, just to have another pass option and be able to make another pass, or just make a pass in general off of that play, so then maybe you can get points on the other end. But yeah, the slat will be through next to that Kappa's bubble. And the stack does come through from Godspeed as well. They have an open 3. Go for it, but they do get stunned just in time by Qzona to stop them from having too much time on the disc.
Cappers maintaining this 2-point lead, but sending that interception. King just turning around and having it in his hands, sending it forward. Bounces off the Geo into the hands of Killer Sax. Looking to get near this bubble, getting a nice pass, open goal, and that's 2 points. Just barely inside the bubble at 6 meters.
That's such a good pass coming through from Killer Sax there. Very, very tightly thread through the defense, and absolutely very well played in that offensive play from Godspeed. And yeah, Kappa's here going to try and follow that up, maybe with something better on this joust. So going to be King going for the duck under the defender, gets that successfully. So now it's a 4v3 for Kappas. So they're going to push this right up, as they absolutely should. Go for the 3-point shot, and that is just about as close to the pocket as you could put it. Nardy Man with the 3-pointer.
So back and forth between these two teams. Joust advantage now to Godspeed. A great shot from Nardy Man, put him ahead by 3. So with this play from both teams just evolving over these past 2 rounds, really coming to life in the second round, or both of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I love seeing these teams kind of improve even between rounds, adapting to what the other teams are doing. And of course, we also see that at the very highest level, but more often we see this the kind of high master tier teams scrimming each other very often, so they tend to know what each other's playstyle is. However, in these games, as you may notice, the teams come in, you know, sometimes not knowing the other team at all, or they've never played a match or a scrim before, so this is kind of their first time, and it's really fun to see and really interesting to see the two teams' play styles develop, and especially as these seasons pass, both individually and as a team. All these players will absolutely go very far in the league.
Definitely, and with that disc in the tube being picked up by Nardy Man, retreating back to the tube off that stack. And now as Cappers approaches this bubble, getting that pass above Nest, but that stun coming through and a scramble for possession. Another clear coming through in that stack, looking to retrieve it in the bubble of Cappers. And now with it is Common. He needs to get rid of it, sending it to Nest, but it's slightly above target, but still within their grasp. So off the wall, Killer Sacks will find it, sending it down to floor. And that one's not going to be there, but they still have the ability to make this drive towards the goal, but Qzona will find it and shut that down. But an interception at mid by King, revealing himself from the Geo, making that interception, navigating his way through this defense, and making the 2 points at 3 meters. Only a 1-point game now in favor of Cappers.
I mean, yeah, King kind of being forced to juke there. Both of his teammates were behind him and kind of in the line of the defenders. So King kind of forced to juke through the defense there, and definitely does get that duck through all of them. So yeah, definitely not commonly that we see that work many times. King does get a jump over the defense though, or the offense, sorry, of Godspeed. But it will be King, okay, 1NG that is, taking that disc, going for the block, does get the first one, but they trade the second stun. It's going to be Mon, going to clear that back towards the other half, but it's going to be King Double G taking the disc and passing to Qzona. Unfortunately not got enough time with it, so Killer Sacks will just take that steal and after the stun, maybe get a stack on the other side after that clear.
And being picked up off the wall is King, but coming through is Qzona with that stun, grabbing possession, sending it to mid. Shutting down that will be the backline player of Godspeed and sending it towards the bubble. Again, another picked up clear, this time by King, sending that nice pass to Bowtie. And trying to find an opening is Qzona as he approaches mid.
Yeah, and the clear coming through here for Cappers, and doesn't quite capitalize on it. It's going to be King taking the disc and clearing it. In fact, not getting all the way through, so they could have another opportunity here to maybe try and extend their lead. But come on, able to get that clear. Just makes it through to the tunnels, but Qzona there, ready to recollect it. May see another cross pass here to King Double G, as he does find the disc. Tries to get another pass through, gets the juke. But yeah, probably should have gone for that pass opportunity. He is losing the disc now, but they do get it back in the bubble. Qzona duking around, and in fact, maybe just going to buy some time here.
Trying to create an opportunity, but that defense is going to come through with that stun, force that loose disc, and coming out of goal will be Nardy Man trying to make that shot. Was hanging on to goal, trying to find an opportunity. Came out to get possession, but he's going to ding it off that shot, but the defense is there. So Cappers to retreat. King holding it, but losing it on that stun. So this is a chance for Godspeed, sending it back to that backline player, trying to create this bubble offense. And making his way to that defense and taking that shot is King. So now 1 point advantage to Godspeed. They're looking to take this in 2 rounds.
Well, that is certainly a way to flip it. I mean, they did just that great defense, first of all, to keep them out. Kappa's kind of had all the control, and they could have gone for a pass back there. But yeah, I mean, Godspeed took advantage of the fact they didn't, and well, there you go. They got the points because of it. So now, as you said, trying to get it in 2 rounds, and now Kappa's trying to deny that and take this game to round 3.
And bouncing off the wall into the hands of Godspeed's defense. Another slap coming through, throwing it to Qzona. Qzona to Nest. Henry with the shot. And now it's back in favor of Cappers. 50 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, now it's going to be tense, and Kappa's taking back their lead. There's going to be just about 35 seconds remaining on the clock. Godspeed, we know that they could do it. They I believe they were the ones that had that 12-second goal earlier on, so they certainly will need to push all their players up for this one. Going to be cleared all the way down. Oh, almost both of the Kappa's players missing that one there, which would have been a possession to King and possibly a goal, but no, the clear comes through, and in fact, how the turntables as it goes. Flashpoint going to be trying to go for that disc, but he really should just keep going for it. There's 10 seconds left now, and not really enough time to get it back to the other side. Qzona going to try and make that shot Not quite on target though. So it will be Kappa's taking this to round 3.
And at round 3 it is. They've really forced this one. So with that being said, we're going to kick it to Ollie. It's me, Ollie, for the sideline analysis.
Yes, thank you, Sputnik. So this second round definitely was a lot faster. It seems as the teams have gotten warmed up to each other and started adapting, looking for what works for them and what doesn't. I believe it's Godspeed sticking with their perma goalie strategy, which is putting a bit of a disadvantage for when the clear comes through. But overall, the gameplay is a lot faster. I can see definitely a lot more passing and teams stacking a bit faster as well. So very surprising start to round 2 for me. And like I said, the teams have gotten warmed up to each other, and they know what they're doing now. So I'm very excited for this round 3. It's going to be a very interesting round 3 in my opinion.
Definitely. And, you know, both of these teams are very even. You said that, and I definitely agree with that. And they definitely warmed up after that first round. They got into a rhythm. They started finding their passes. They set up their bubble offense and their bubble defense. And it really was a huge change from first round to second round. Cappers really proving they got it in them and forcing that victory and forcing this third round.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will be going to this round 3 here to take this game. Kappas versus Godspeed, of course. Both teams playing very, very well. And yeah, kind of trying to counter each other with their playstyles. So yeah, Qzona just going to miss this disc here as it does get cleared away. King trying to find the disc just floating here, and we'll find that on the offense. So they were trying to find that one pass up front to kill a Sax, but not quite on target. So now going to be possession change. And going to be Qzona getting the clear, but maybe not. In fact, it's going to be back to come on and back to kill a Sax, but just going to miss the open 3. Unfortunately, he did have a player on him there, so was pressured. The goalie is interrupted by the offense of Godspeed there a little bit. Maybe caused that bounce shot to go in fact. And not to say that wasn't a great shot, because it definitely went right into that pocket.
Common throwing his hands up in excitement with that shot. Well-placed shot into the bottom pocket from behind the goal, off the inner backboard, so just advantage to Cappers. And getting that stun on that approaching defender, throwing that through mid, but looking to retrieve it is a member of Cappers. They're all there. They're looking to start their offense as they approach that bubble, sending that soft pass, looking to get it off the Geo, but King is there of Godspeed. Getting stunned out though, maybe not moving with enough speed, and King will take it right in. It's so hard with 2 of these Kings, but really getting his way into that bubble, finding that dunk. It's 2 points to Cappers, and this is an even match in the third round.
Absolutely, and yeah, very well played in the offense there by King. Been doing very well. In fact, both Kings doing very well for both teams respectively. And come on, going to try and make this maybe a bounce pass to his teammate there, but going to be intercepted at the midline and cleared down. It's going to be a fight for the disc now, and Nadiman just going to miss that there. Going to be bouncing down mid. And Qzona hoping to be a little bit dangerous with this disc. Going to get this pass deep to King. Trying to go for the cross. But yeah, in fact, we'll just go for the 3-point shot. Looks like the goalie wasn't aware of it, so had that been on target, may have been a 3-pointer there.
Definitely, and Henry M will take it off that clear attempt, sending it to post, and another drive from King. He'll find it. That's 2 points to Cappers. They're now in the lead. They're maybe able to pull off this reverse sweep if they keep this momentum.
Yeah, absolutely, and trying to reverse this, as you said, and it looks like they're doing just that. So yeah, I think probably the key thing this game is, I mean, now that Kappas have stopped clearing and boosting it as much, they've started to pass it up the field. And they've realized that Godspeed are playing with that man back, and it's really, really hindering them now. And I think they're going to probably start to recognize they have that lack of passes up front, and they have that lack of pressure on the other team. And yeah, the kind of the cure for that is to have the stacks ready instead of you know, keeping someone in goal. But that being said, doing a great job slapping it away from the goal. Going to be Qzona getting stunned, and Killer Sax able to get it away. So on the defensive end, really not seen many issues from Godspeed. It's just on that offense, they really need to find those more passing options.
And King with it, trying to find that pass to his teammate. And Qzona now with it at mid, under pressure, gonna lose it to Killer Sax. Killer Sax sending it down towards that bubble, but Capper's looking to find it, maneuvering off that Geo and getting his Narny Man and throwing it out right before that stun comes through, but Common shuts down that clear angle. And both of these teams are back and forth. This is a great match to end our match streak on. I think, how many games have we been casting today? Is it the 4th one?
Something like that, the 4th or 5th match, but they have all been pretty great. A lot of them have been very close. And that is going to be an intercept there from King. Double G going to get that clear all the way through. But it will go again straight to Flashpoint. So yeah, maybe that man back again working out well for them in that scenario. But of course, in the defense, that's not really going to be the issue. As Henry M does wot this one up, tries to go for the cross pass to King. King gets a duck, and I'm surprised. Oh no! Flashpoint bringing it into his own goal. Unfortunately, was gonna get pushed by one of the players off Kappa's. So unfortunately, they're as trying to clear it. While anchored to the goal, accidentally brings it too far forward, puts it into the goal. But it's fine. It happens to everyone, and hopefully they can persevere through it.
So with possession now is Godspeed, looking at this 4-point deficit, trying to put points on this board, trying to find that pass, but shutting it down is Cappers. Cappers really coming through in this 2nd round and pulling ahead in this 3rd round, looking to maintain this lead. Shutting down that clear is Qzona, but really finding life in the 2nd and 3rd round. Another clear will come through into the bubble, bouncing out, being picked up by King, but that head of Henry M will shut down that one, getting another stun. Looking to start this bubble offense. He's sending that pass to Nest, trying to juke, sending that anchor shot. I thought he was trying to juke off the Geo and avoid that defense. Picking it up is King, making another drive towards the goal, but this time the other King will shut him down.
Yeah, and I mean, good thing they stopped him right before he got to that post, because I mean, post is kind of infamous for players looking to go on that offense, and it's very difficult to stop players by the time they get on the post, because it's, you know, it's a cylindrical object near the goal. I mean, they can juke on it kind of all day long, and it's very difficult for the defense to grapple them. So and you'll see in a lot of the high tier defenses, and it's kind of a fundamental part to cover, as I mean, by the time they get in the bubble in that position, it's very difficult for the goalie to deal with it, it's difficult for your defense to deal with it, but they definitely dealt with it very well, and they're anchoring that down. So definitely props to that Godspeed defense, even though they've not been having as much success in the offense. Speaking of success in the offense, Kappa's taking another 2 points. King getting that nice underarm shot after that great pass from Henry M.
Finding their positioning in the bubbles. In the bubble, Cappers is really able to make quick work of this defense, but this defense from Godspeed able to shut down a few attempts. A long-range Nest anchor shot attempt from Cappers wasn't on point, but Godspeed just needs to get into a rhythm, and right there, they're just not communicating and losing possession, sending it back towards their bubble. They just need to slow it down and find their passes.
Yeah, absolutely, and this one will be cleared through, not quite all the way though. Kappa's going to be able to take it back and push it right back into the offensive position there, so the clear not quite coming through here. Godspeed needs to find a clear and a stack, or they need to pass it up the field. They just need to change the way that they're getting into these transitional plays, because right now Kappas are intercepting most of the time, and I mean, it's not like we've seen difficulty when Kappas get into the bubble. It's just they have to find their way in first. So it's going to be Godspeed here on the defense, trying to break away that Kappa's offense, and Nardiman going to take that to King, who's going to again just wait for his teammates to get up. So yeah, going to try and not push up too far while his teammates aren't there. Gets the ding, and it's going to be cleared away by King.
And they need to find these clears through mid. They need to find their stacks and get down court, get towards that bubble of Cappers and put points on the board. But they're just having a hard time doing it. They're feeling that pressure within the bubble. They're throwing it as soon as they get it, and they're not analyzing the court to find these clears. And another clear shut down, this time by Narny Man at the back line. So Cappers really looking to burn the clock, put more points on the board. They got 1:40 to burn, setting it to post. King getting around that defender and finding that shot into the upper pocket, dinging off the crossbar. It's down to 8-point lead. Really changing the pace and momentum of this game is Cappers, turning it around from the first round. And both these teams are doing a great job, but you can see how easy momentum shifts, and it's so hard to recover.
Yeah, and I mean, I really wish I was a coach for Godspeed at this point, because I'd be telling them, get rid of that man at the back. And maybe they're watching this VOD, which, by the way, very good way to improve if you're a new team looking to come into VRML. Watching your own matches is one of the best ways to improve, as that is going to be an excellent shot slung through by King, maybe looking to seal the deal in this third round in the reverse sweep for Cappers. But yeah, I mean, one of the best ways to improve as a team, looking back the VODs, and sometimes the casters have things to say. You can choose to listen to it or not, of course. But my advice would be to get rid of that back stack and maybe try and rearrange the joust a little bit, as that would probably give them some more room, not only to pass up front, but also to intercept. We're seeing a lot of the interceptions come through from Cappers, and yeah, I mean, not really looking out for Godspeed. They're not able to get the interceptions, which means that when one offensive play doesn't work, which that one in fact does, but it's a little bit too late, Killisacks with those points. But when one offensive play doesn't work, it's immediately a turnover, whereas if you have that man back to intercept, you at least have that chance. But that will be sealing the deal. The 2 rounds, sorry, go to Cappers in this 3-round game. So a nice reverse sweep there. And well played by Cappers for changing their playstyle mid-game.
Most definitely, and it's important not to give up to play till the end of the round, and Godspeed definitely did that. They finished it strong. They put 2 points on the board, but a very fair matchup, a very good game for both of these teams. Cappers will win 2 out of 3 against Godspeed. And we're going to kick it to Ollie. It's me, Ollie, for the post-game analysis.
Thank you again, Sputnik. So we can definitely see Cappers have changed something in their playstyle with this massive lead in this final round. And let me just mention that 2 Kings being the king of the game, both with the most points scored. The stats have disappeared for me now, but they did score over 10 points each, so that was pretty impressive. And Godspeed with a wide range of saves throughout their whole team. But definitely an unlucky round for Godspeed, and Cappers definitely must have changed something in their play. Quite a fast round once again, and quite a good way to finish, I would say.
Definitely, and with that being said, I think this is finally the end of our streaming block. There are going to be more games tonight. There's going to be a game at 7 p.m. NYC time, New York time, which will be midnight Greenwich Mean Time. So for all the EU players that will be up that late, if you want to catch another game, that's the next one to be casted. No, yeah, it will be at midnight Greenwich Mean Time. So that being said, I've been SputnikKobra. That's been Swift, who led us into this match by casting partner, and it's me, Ollie, on analysis, Lanzan on camera, and Sphinx as the casting coordinator. We thank you all, and have a great night, have a great day, have a great evening, and take care.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.